G'day folks, hope you're doing great. This is Raymond Foster, camped out in the bush at the beach. You might be able to hear the ocean in the background. Recently I put up a post talking about how I've had to travel states because of my situation, type of work I'm able to do, and because to have welfare to be able to just feed myself as a so-called free citizen. I'm a free Australian citizen, apparently free, okay, not a slave. I'm apparently a free citizen, yet I'm only given crumbs to just survive on and have to jump through hoops in order to do so. As a so-called free citizen that should just be able to feed myself for free because I'm a free citizen. I should be able to house myself for free because I'm a free citizen. Apparently I'm a free individual. I'm a citizen of the Commonwealth, apparently. I should be able to eat for free, clothe myself for free, feed myself for free, have free education, because I'm apparently, allegedly, a free citizen of a free Commonwealth. I'm not a slave, so I shouldn't have to, slave away for food and shelter and basic resources just to exist. So I put on a post just talking about how, as a so-called free citizen, I have to jump through hoops. I have to travel from state to state, not even for a job, just to apply for available jobs that I'll never get. There's more people applying for jobs than there are actual jobs available in the country. And unless you've got all the credentials and the experience and this license and a car available, and you've got a house that you're living in there, and you got this address, and you've got these references, and you've got this number for somebody to call, and you've got this education from here, and blah, 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 and you've got a resume and a cover letter, and it looks better and nicer, and it's better than everyone else's that also has that, the thousands of people that are also applying for that job who have that, all right, then you might be in the top 10, you might be looked at in the pile of resumes or applications for a job. Literally, they just pick up the whole pile and put them in the bin, or they just delete them off the emails off the computer. So you got a pile like this, about this much they actually look at the resumes, and out of them they only look at the best of the best. Guess where folk like my resumes are? Like ordinary people, guess where our resumes are? That's right, not in it. We're in this pile that's thrown in the bin straight away. They don't even look at our resumes. They don't even look at them. They don't even read them. Yet I have to travel states and apply for jobs just so I, as a so-called free citizen, I'm given enough crumbs to just barely feed myself and live homeless in a tent. Can't do both. Can't pay rent and feed yourself. You have to choose to be homeless and feed yourself, or go without food and have a roof over your head. But you have to travel the country, you have to jump through hoops, you have to apply for jobs that they don't even look at your resume, they just throw it all in the bin and you'll never get the job anyway. But you just have to fuck around and do all this nonsense so that you can be fed scraps from a tyrannical system that hates you. But yeah, apparently we're free citizens in a free Commonwealth. So I made a post about this on my social medias, and I had one of those classic folks pop in and say, can you guess what they said? That's right, they said, just get a job. Just get a job. Just get a job. Ignore everything I just went over, the fact that I can apply for multiple jobs a week. I've applied for more jobs than the average person on this fucking planet has ever in all of human history, right? Men like me have applied for more jobs than anyone else in human history. Do you understand what I'm saying? From the dawn of time, from before civilization. No one has ever applied for more jobs than men like me in all of human existence. Just to be fed crumbs, and they never even look at the job applications or the resumes, they just get thrown in the bin anyway. And I'm supposedly a free citizen who shouldn't complain, who shouldn't demand better standards for myself and for others. I should just shut my mouth and be a slave. Now, if you don't understand how to live your life as a free individual, you're too fearful and you have to remain a wage slave. That's fair enough. As long as you're learning to go free of that, you're saving, you're working so that you can have some independence away from this slave system, so you don't have to keep working. All right? So you can create your own abundance, your own independence, your own sustainability. All right? Fair enough. That's awesome. But if you're just working to be a wage slave in this system, you really need to look at yourself in the mirror and think about when the wrong happens, when the evils of this world happen, when innocent children are bombed in their countries because of war, etc., when children are starving to death because they haven't got food to eat. All right? You need to look at yourself in the mirror as a wage slave doing nothing else, just going to work and paying your taxes, paying off your mortgage, paying for this and that, living that consumerist, materialistic lifestyle. You need to look at yourself in the mirror and realize and remember, keep remembering, all right, that you are responsible because you keep going to work. You are the one perpetuating this system. Okay? Real free citizens, free individuals, sovereign beings like myself, we will not perpetuate such evil. And if that means I have to struggle, I have to sleep in the wet, I have to go without food, I have to travel state to state, I have to walk the country and build my own home where I end up, to set the right example, to not participate in the evil of this system, to be non-compliant, like a true working class individual on strike for better standards for everybody. If that's what I have to do, that's what I have to do as a real man. It's one of the requirements in this day and age to be a real man or a real woman. Not a domesticated, weak, soft, ignorant, stupid slave, which just perpetuates worse and worse standards, worse and worse qualities of life for the coming generations. I often hear people, their excuse is, I work to provide for my children. I work so I can save to provide a future for my children. But no, if you work in this system, you don't provide anything for your children. You are taking away their future when you go to work as a wage slave. Do you know who is providing for your children? Do you know who are the only people on this planet who are currently providing a future for your children? Men like myself who are not complying in this system, which is constantly, day by day, week by week, stripping away the opportunities, the potential, and the future of your children. It's as simple as that. If you support this, which is destroying the future for your children, you are responsible and you are going to work to destroy your children's future. And they will know it. And they will judge you for it, for being a coward and just going along with the system, just doing your job, just going to work, because that's what you do in this world. Because it's not what you do. Because real men do what I do. And we don't comply. We don't go to work as slaves in this system. I'll work harder than anyone you know. Put me on a work site, I've got the best work ethic you've seen in your fucking life. I guarantee it. You've got full-time workers that have been working at your job place for 20 years. Get a man like me on the job site, I'll make it more efficient, and I'll get them on their toes, and we'll be working even harder. They've never worked that hard in their life. Because nobody's actually working hard. Get out in the bush, get out in the real world. Survive comfortably anywhere as a human being, a free human being. That's hard work. That's real hard work. And that's actually providing a future for the coming generations. The work that I do, what I'm doing right now. This is how we provide a future for our children. It's the only way. It's the only thing we can do. It's the only solution. Because again, anything else is compliance in the very system which is stripping away the future, the opportunities, the potential, the abundance, the wealth, the health of your children and theirs. So if that's the case, you need to suck it up, you need to accept it, that you don't work to provide for your children. You work to steal their future so that you can live comfortably now as a coward. You sacrifice your children's future. That's what you do when you go to work. You're not providing for them. The only way you can provide for the children of the future is by not complying in this tyrannical system, which will destroy their future. That point really needs to be sunk home for a lot of folk. So it's not just that you are destroying it, you're working to take away your child's future. You're working as a coward. You're taking away your child's future because you're afraid, you're a coward, and you want to eat chocolate, you want to watch fucking Netflix movies, you want to sleep in a fucking nice comfy bed and close your door, alright, and be a weirdo, awkward person who can't socialize and get out in the real world and talk to people like a human being. You're afraid to go outside and socialize at the supermarket. You get anxiety when you do your fucking shopping. You're a wreck. You're weak, domesticated, soft, ignorant fools. And what you're doing in that state of weakness and ignorance isn't just failing to provide a future for your children. It is evil. It is sacrificing your own children. Like some satanic worship. You're literally putting your own children, their future, on an altar and sacrificing it to the devil so you can watch fucking Netflix and not have anxiety and panic attacks when you buy your fucking groceries. Seriously, people. I'm sorry that I got a bit angry there, a bit passionate. But somebody has to be about the future and our children. Because you lot aren't. You're going to work to sacrifice their future for your own fucking comforts. It's about time people actually started putting our children and other people's children, the children of this world, the next generations, putting them before ourselves. We are grown adults. We can sleep in the mud. We can sleep however we need to. We can go days without food. We don't need all these silly comforts in this domesticated, stupid system. It just makes us weak and stupid, vulnerable. We don't need any of it. If we are real men, real women, we are kings and queens, we are warriors, we are beasts, conquerors. You don't need to bow down to a slave master to eat crumbs. And if you do, if that's all you know, you need to do it in a way in which you are stepping out of that, getting out of that dependence on this system. We're all somewhere along that trajectory, that path. But we need to be moving a lot faster. We need to get to that finish line where we create our own system, our own barter systems. We don't need their currency, their money anymore. I'm trying to find myself some dairy sheep. And then I'll hunt or trap, catch fish. And I'll never have to spend money on food ever again. I'll provide all my own food for myself, and I'll collect it from the wilderness. Then the only thing I'll need to spend their currency, money on, is data for my phone, etc. So that I can put this type of message across and try to make a bit of a difference. But eventually, I'm going to create networks of people that I know locally, communities, on the ground, in this town and that town, all across the country. And I'm going to walk between them. And then once I've established that, I'll ditch my phone. I'll never buy data again either. And I'll just wander. And if you want to find me, you're going to have to find me in those settlements, those communities that we will create, that will not rely on anything in this current system. We will build everything for ourselves from scratch. And it will be better. We'll have more abundance. We'll be richer, more comfortable. We won't have to work hardly at all, because we will live harmoniously, intelligently, and free in ways that allows us all to have so much free time, but still more than we have now, working our lives away as slaves. We can have more than we have now, more than you've earned over your entire life working as a slave, for nothing. It can be given to you because you deserve it, because you are a human being, a free citizen, not a slave owned by someone else. So, let's do it, folks. It's going to have to happen. It's like our own type of exodus. I'm going to be building whole towns from scratch. And if you want to come along, you're welcome. The more the merrier. We need what some would call a revolution, but I would like to call it an evolution. Because revolutions just keep going round and round and round, and we need to get out of this. We need to take a step above and transcend it all. And we will. Not all of us, but those of us who are called to, we will. We will build a future for our children, just as I am now. It won't be easy, but we aren't weak and we aren't domesticated and we aren't soft or ignorant. So we can take on the hardest of challenges in life and we will conquer them. Maybe not at first. It might take a couple of tries. We might get knocked down a few times, but we'll keep getting up and we will conquer. And we will achieve what we need to achieve, and we will recapture our destiny. So again, I hope you come with me on this journey and we all together go free.